you can get away without missing out. Whether you're traveling across Idaho or just spending more time outside, the Connector keeps you up to date with the local stories that matter, from wildfire season to community news. Stay connected to Idaho with the Connector, Idaho Daily News. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
More Idaho Matters now from the studios of Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Gemma Gaudette. Between Mountain Home and Twin Falls sits Gooding County. It's a high desert landscape in the middle of Idaho. It's got canyons and wildflowers and the Thousand Springs Visitor Center, which is the gateway to the Hagerman Fossil Beds National Monument and Thousand Springs State Park as well. Now, people come to hike and birdwatch, but the fossils can still the entire show. Fossils of everything from the Hagerman horse to a 3 million-year-old otter to an animal known as the bone crusher. You heard me right. And since we're visiting all of Idaho's counties for our Idaho 44 project, we wanted to know more about it. So joining us now are Kendra Kirsting, lead ranger at Hagerman Fossil Beds, and Alex Kim, museum curator for the South Idaho National Parks. I want to welcome both of you to the show. Thanks for making time for us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. We're happy to be here.
So, Kendra, let me start with you. Can you give us an overview of the monument? Like, what is it? Where is it?
Yeah, the monument is located along the Snake River, on like the western banks of the Snake River. It stretches about 7 miles, and it's located across the river from the little town of Hagerman, Idaho. It's really cool, really unique. Just these massive hills rising out of Snake River, and they're fun to explore.
And Alex, can you talk to us about the Thousand Springs Visitor Center? I mean, what can folks see there? I mean, are there fossils inside the visitor center?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the visitor center doubles as our museum, essentially. So we have temporary exhibit displays up right now. We're hoping to have some permanent new exhibits installed here shortly.
And my understanding, Alex, is you have a paleontology lab. Is this, I mean, what is it? What does it do? Is it on site?
Yeah, so it's not at the visitor center. It's down in a little office area that many of us work out of. But it is a paleo lab, completed in 2021. It was made for the research and storage of paleontological specimens. And it's undergoing some work right now, but we're hoping once the construction is done on it, that we'll be able to have interns and researchers come in to do fossil preparation and research and the like.
So, Alex, can you talk to us a little bit more about some of the fossils you have, and maybe just start with like the age of some of them?
Yeah, so all of our fossils date from the late Pliocene, which is roughly 3.5 million years ago. We usually give a band of 4 to 3 million years ago when describing the time frame. The most famous fossil and its namesake fossil, the Hagerman horse, was discovered in the 1930s when the Smithsonian expedition took place at the Hagerman Fossil Beds. And the Hagerman horse is considered the first species of the genus Equus, which all modern horses fall into. And and has one toe, which is another characteristic that we associate with modern horses, is having the single toe.
So tell us a little bit more about the Hagerman horse, which you said it has one toe, but why is it so famous?
I think it's because it's so ubiquitous. The Hagerman horse is found all throughout America, and being the original member of genus Equus, that puts it on a pretty high pedestal as far as the importance of horses in contemporary times. I would say that the Hagerman horse is important because it provides so much information as to the evolution of horses.
And I'm curious, Kendra, what's it like, doing the job you do as a ranger at the fossil beds? I mean, are people surprised by how many fossils there are in this area of Idaho?
Oh, yes, they are very surprised, especially when they walk into the visitor center and they look at what we have on display. They turn around and their first question is mainly, this was found here. And then we explain, yep, they're found across the river. It shocks them, and then a lot of people go, oh, I had no idea this was here. So can be very shocking to some people.
Yeah. So I know you have all kinds of fossils as we've been talking about. And so can we talk about this 3 million-year-old otter? And I mean Alex or Kendra, whoever wants to take this one. But can you tell us about it and again its significance?
Yeah, I'll take this one. There's actually multiple otters found in Hagerman's fossil collection. There's Cytherium piscinarium, and there's also Lontra weary, both of which are otters but are distantly related. The Cytherium piscinarium is especially interesting because it's related to the giant river otters that are found only in South America today. They're unique in their size, so they're quite significant. They're quite a bit larger than the modern otter found in America today.
And I mentioned this bone crusher. So what type of animal is this, Alex? What exactly is this?
Yeah, so it's a hyena-like canine. Lived a hyena-like lifestyle where it scavenged much of its food. It had a really robust skull with a large forehead and really strong jaw. To crush bones, you got to have a lot of musculature and broad teeth. So it also had bone-crushing teeth, which were very broad. And today it has no living relatives, unfortunately, but it's still a pretty interesting animal.
So, Kendra, is it true that folks can go to the monument and they can dig their own fossils, or I mean, they can dig and see if they can find fossils?
Actually, that is not true. So
okay,
it's not allowed.
Good to know.
Dig, yeah, it's not allowed. You're not allowed to dig on our federal lands, but on other federal lands, like considering some BLM sites, Bureau of Land Management sites, you can dig and collect small invertebrate fossils. You're just not on the National Park Service land.
Okay. So Kendra, when you're out there and you're, taking people, and they are exploring, as you said, people are always shocked by the fact that so many of these fossils were found in Idaho. What are some of the educational things that you want folks to take away from when they go out and visit?
One of the major things is that if they ever would find a fossil somewhere, to preach the importance that fossils are an irreplaceable part of our geological history. So to basically leave them where they are, or let someone know, that way they can go and properly collect it. That way we can store the part of our fossilized collection and the part of our history of speaking in geological terms. And also that the geological time scale spans massive amount of time. So one fossil that they might see here is completely different than they see elsewhere, because we have a very small part of the geological timeline that we represent at Hagerman Fossil Beds. And mainly that you can learn a lot from fossils. A lot of times we can learn about ancient ecosystems by looking at fossils. So there's a lot to learn just by looking at fossils.
So Kendra, you said if people find fossils, is that and maybe Alex, whichever of you would know this answer, is that fairly common in this area of Idaho that people could stumble upon fossils?
Yeah, especially in the Hagerman area and on the monument, the fossils are quite abundant. It's not uncommon at all to find fossils of invertebrates or petrified wood or other types of invertebrates or flora fossils. So it has to do with the Glens Ferry Formation and how it was created over millions of years through the sediment deposits of lakes and rivers and occasional volcanic activity, which created a perfect storm to allow the fossilization of these animals.
Wow. So I only have about 2 minutes left with you, and I do want to talk about some other things you can do at the monument. So Kendra, there's bird watching, there's hiking trails. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so Hagerman, the Valley of Hagerman is actually known for its year-round birding. So you can see birds that were here 3 to 4 million years ago that have ancestors that still call the valley home. We have shorebirds, water birds, birds of prey. There's multiple osprey nests that people can go view. And there are some hiking trails. I would just make a note for listeners that if you're going to go venture out into the monument, especially in the summer, to bring plenty of water, and also note that there is no shade on the monument. So you need to come prepared when you're out exploring. Whether it is bird watching or hiking on a trail, still bring plenty of water. And you never know what bird species you'll find because they're always flying about, and it's just really cool to look at them.
Well, I want to thank you both so much for taking time to talk with us about all of this and learning more about this area. We've been speaking with Kendra Kirsting. She is lead ranger at Hagerman Fossil Beds, and Alex Kim, museum curator for the South Idaho National Parks. We've been talking about the Hagerman Fossil Beds National Monument that is in Gooding County. If you want more information about Idaho's counties with our Idaho 44 project, you can always go to our website, boisestatepublicradio.org. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Idaho Matters. And for quick news of the day, start your mornings with our podcast. It's called The Connector, Idaho Daily News. And you can also listen to Boise State Public Radio podcasts, including Idaho Matters, on YouTube.